guys, this is Hyperion-Blue-GT. It's time to get ready for round 7 of the 2019-20 exhibit series of the manufactured series on Gran Turismo Sports. We'll be racing on Dragon Trail Seaside Reverse for 18 laps, and we'll be ready to use on Group 4 category for today. So, let's get ready to be prepared to get started. So, let's begin to be ready to do some more practice, and then we will begin. So before enjoying watching the video, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and check out some more videos if you like. Feel free to enjoy it anytime you want for the entertainment. So let's go and let's get started. So everything is going to be ready to go. So hope this is going to be able to have 3 tire types, that this is going to get everything will be required, that this is going to get everything will be ready. So hope this is going to be able to do well, to be able to have to make the choice before we will begin. So it will always going to be able to have which tire type are we going to use for the race. So hope this is going to be able to have a very good choice, that this is going to be able to have a well determined to be made for this one. So hope this is going to get everything will be ready to go until this one might get started out to begin. So this is going to get everything has to be starting out for the clean race. So we did good for the qualifying run, so let's go and get ready. So it's about to begin, and let's best of luck to everybody in the lobby until we are ready to go, and let's get started. Okay, here we go. Round 7 of the 2019-20 exhibit series of the manufacturer series on GT Sports. So let's go over the drivers and the vehicles, and let's get started. Kenyu 907 is in first place by the pole position, and here's Robin 3728 for the Silver Chrome Lamborghini Huracan Group 4. Third place is Jaybird 957 for the Ford Mustang Group 4. Fourth place is Red the Tires 55 for the Porsche Cayman GT4 Club Sports. Fifth place is 80 backs on the Cayman GT4 Club Sports. Sixth place is Hope Too Fast For Ya. Seventh place is Bob Widget GTU on the white Porsche Cayman GT4 Club Sports. Eighth place is J-Rod 23ATX. Ninth place is Silver Fox 9870 for the Aston Martin V8 Vantage Group 4. 10th place, That Guy 6494 for the Honda NSX Group 4. 11th place is Finn 3883 for the Lexus RCF Group 4. 12th place is Steve Boogie for the Dodge Viper Group 4. 13th place is Dr. Death 76 for the Dodge Viper Group 4. Ready to go. 14th place is Friday 22 for the Ford Mustang. 15th place is Essex Grape 8 907XX for the Ford Mustang. 16th place is Roller 027 for the Mercedes-Benz SLS AMG. 17th place is myself with the Chevy Corvette C7 Group 4 in Sport Tech Library. 18th place is Speed RJ 0620 for the Porsche Cayman. And 19th place is Virgo 1234 for the Honda NSX. And last place is Melt US with the McLaren 650S Group 4. Now this is going to get everything will be prepared for the moment, folks. Taking 18 laps on the reverse course on Dragon Trail Seaside is going to get prepared. So this is going to be able to take on for the curve straight on the rolling starts until we will get started. Now hope this is going to be able to drive fast, and make sure that the bus stop corner is going to be on the approach onto the first turn. So this is going to get ready to go, and here we go. Green flag is on the run, and we are going underway. First of 18 lap is going to go in and be prepared for this one, so this is going to get everything to be pretty excited to be going in to do it. Now this is going to get everything will be rough on the first turn, so hope this is going to be able to do for one clean turn by the start. It's going to get everything going in. Now it is going to be able to take on the bus stop corner by the approach. It's going to get everything will be started out to begin for. Now just going to be able to make sure that this is going to get everything pretty sharp on the collision. Just going to make sure, keep it well monitored, and oh, looks like that was pretty hard on Grape 8907XX. It drops down onto last place. But we did pretty lucky, and then Speed RJ 620 is coming fast in to be able to coming in by the scene. So this is going to be able to see this for the moment, and then Yellow Flag just called in and then takes a quick recovery attempt to see it. So looks like this is going to be able to see Jaybird 957 is doing okay. So he might be able to get back to be able to climb up onto the top position. But this is going to get everything, might be pretty fierce closer, that this is going to be able to take on that technical S-turns. It's going to get very risky out there. So I'm just going to be able to keep up on the pace for this moment. So Roller 27 is definitely might be going in, and then Grape 8 is now going in, and then looks like Milk US is in the run by taking the overtake, and then this is going to be able to see how him and his McLaren 650S Group 4 is definitely might be going in to be able to drive faster, to be able to take the oversteer advantage we might be able to go for. So looks like here comes the corkscrew chicane, is going to be able to drive down on the steep hill, is going to get everything to be going faster. It might be able to take plenty more turns to be able to do at the final corner of the track, that this is going to get everything pressed on. Now moving on in onto the second lap, that this is going to get everything will be getting started out to begin. Hope this is going to be quite doing well for any drivers that might be able to see for any using of the racing medium or soft tires. Is going to get everything well determined made to see how this will go. Now looks like Too Fast For You is definitely might be doing okay to be able to take a little bit more pace effort to go in, and then looks like Grape 8907 is coming back in, and then this is going to get everything almost drop down on to the 19th place, and then this is going to get everything pretty tough out there. Things get messy, and then Too Fast For You almost lost that grip, and now he's definitely might be okay. He's still safe and take a lot of effort to be able to stay on the good balance position. Is going to get everything going in. Now the long rope is going to be going on the way, because this is going to get very faster for only a 17th distance of the gap distance. Is going to get everything going. Now I have to keep up, and then this is going to get very tough on the reverse course layout. Is going to get everything going in. Now it's going to get everything has to be able to take on that few consecutive turns on the S, and then going in to make the inside, and then he just definitely might be able to save it until he'll make the opening window on the run. So this is going to get everything pretty challenging for a faster Group 4. Is going to get everything going in. But it's going to be a long rope out there, folks. So I have to keep up, because it's going to get very challenging to be able to make sure. It's going to get very long to be able to take plenty of overtakes. It's going to get everything going harder it gets. But it is going to be pretty well condition made to be able to drive fast, to be able to go in, to be able to make the one good draft, to be able to stay on it. Now looks like this is going to get everything going in onto the third lap. This is going to be a very hard challenge for this race, folks. Anybody could probably be able to take it. They should go for it, because it's going to get very fast and longer, and then this is going to be able to take a lot of effort that this is going to go in. Dr. Dead 76 is on 17th place. Now he could probably be able to keep up. For him and his Dodge Viper Group 4, it's going to get very longer, that this is going to get everything Will might take. Now going in to be able to head back onto the bus stop corner, is going to get very risky made to do it. Just going to make sure to slow down and keep it well moderated to be able to maintain, and then find a good spot on the window opening onto Too Fast For You. And now this is going to be going faster to proceed for it. Now this is going to get everything to be able to take a little bit slow effort turns on this one. Takes a hard oversteering. Is going to be a very tough one out there for this one, folks, because it is going to be a very tough long road to be able to get back on it. So just going to make sure that this is going to be able to cause a decreased driver rating will might come to effect. So just going to make sure that this is going to get everything to be very fast, to be able to do handling, to be able to get in. Oh, looks like Dr. Death 76 almost just barely survived on this crash, and now he's just definitely might be okay. Now this is going to be quite very hard for times to be able to go on to see it. but it's going to get very tougher it gets, that this is going to need to be able to make sure to slow down as much as we can, but it might be able to have 2 penalty lines to be in place on the reverse course layout. So it's going to get everything needs to be able to take a lot of more time to be able to be very patient and going in for it. Looks like Grape 8 just took 1 second penalty and then he just definitely back on the run. So this is going to get everything to be able to move on in onto the 4th lap. But this is going to get everything to be well struggled in to be able to have a lot of determined choices to see this is going to get everything going in for. Now, this is going to be able to take a lot of techniques to see how everybody is doing on the bus stop corner by the approach. It is going to be quite situated that this is going to be able to do any determined choices to be able to have a lot of strive of a racing improvement. But this is going to get everything much longer. It takes that this is going to get everything going in and then take some fast turns. It's going to go in by the simple without hitting the walls. It's going to get everything well risked to be able to avoid it. Now, just going to be able to take that inside turn, and then Jaybird 957 just definitely takes a little recovery, and now he's going to be able to go back on the fast runs to be able to go, and now this is going to be able to take a 1 attempt overtake pass to be able to be on in 60th place. Now it's going to get everything catching up to be able to keep focusing on to catch up onto Road 027's position, and looks like Melts US just got hit, and now he is recovered and back on track to be able to see it. Now looks like Jaybird 957 has definitely got the 0.5 second penalty. Just going to make sure that this is going to be able to keep it well monitored, check on the radar in case anything goes wrong. So this is going to get everything past to be able to go in, to be able to take plenty of exercise caution. It's going to get everything will also to stay in to be able to make it nice and slow. Now just going to be able to take that last turn to be able to go, and then Jaybird is taking on the penalty line to be able to slow down a little bit and then get back on the run. It is going to be a very tough distance to be able to see how it goes. Stop in 37.28 takes the lead, and then Shred the Tires 55 in second, and King Tenture 907 in 3rd place. Now it definitely might be quite very see how the top 3 are definitely might be able to do well to master on the reverse course layout. We will still try to do the best we can. It's going to get very challenging out there to be able to drive fast, and also the bus stop corner is always going to be the hard step to be able to go in. Now just going to make sure to make it nice and easy, and then keep it well contested on the throttle while entering on the turn. It's going to be a hard risk to be able to go in. Now this is going to be able to take that attempted braking turns and then passing in on Jaybird 957's position, and now he overtakes back in on it, so he's still back on into 17th place. Now looks like Grape 8 907 as well, so this is going to be this is going to be a very tough one for having the moment of the race. Is going to get everything going in. Drive like no other, and this is going to be a very aggressive race out there to be able to take plenty more turns to go in. But it is a tough, hard race to see how everybody is trying to do their best they can. But this is going to be a very long rope that this is going to need to be able to keep up, but it's going to get very hard times to be able to go for. But the front tires is definitely might be getting a little bit decrease on the effect on the duration. It's going to be able to go in by nearly 50% remaining of the tires. It's going to be able to take a lot of grip to be able to go in. Hope it does, this might be able to keep it well handling for, but it might take long because it is going to be a very desperate run to be able to take the distance. Will might be able to go in. We are getting slower behind, but we might need to be able to step up and go back in to be able to do well. But this is going to be able to take a reverse course layout. It's going to be able to take a lot of hard basics to be able to stay on it. And it looks like Melts US just definitely almost got off the track and then got scratched on the wall, so he's okay. Now it's going to be able to take a little bit more time to be able to have that bus stop corner. It is going to be a very hard step to be able to go in. Now looks like Melts US slows down, and then looks like too fast for you, just crashed by on it, and then looks like got that 2-second penalty by force another car up the track, that this is going to be quite very careful to be able to keep it a little bit reminding for it. That wheel might end up on the last place to be able to get behind. So that wheel might be needed to be able to be very careful to be able to go in. But this track on the reverse is pretty hard to get. So it will might be able to see it. So it definitely might be able to keep everything going. Now looks like Virgo 122034 is on 17th place, so he's definitely might be able to do well to be able to keep trying on this one. Now this is going to be a very hard step to be able to see. The last place drivers, including myself, are definitely might be keep trying to do wherever we can. But it is a very tough one, folks, because it's going to be a very intense race for all of us if we have to keep trying, that we might do the best we can. Now, looks like this is going to be able to force the speed reduction to slow down, and then dead in last place. Now it's going to get everything to be able to call in onto the pit stop to be able to proceed as possible. BRJ 620 and Jaybird are in the pits to be able to grab a new set of the tires. Is going to get everything going in to be able to press on. But it's going to be very challenging for having a one heavy situation. Is going to get everything going in. Now Shred the Tires 55 is doing well on first place, and then ADE Backs is in third place. Now it's going to be able to take a lot of long distance to be able to show on the top right of the map, because it's going to get pretty intense on the first bus stop corner. It is going to get pretty hard to get. But it always happens all the time that plenty of drivers are still nervous to be able to have a collision occur, that we have to be able to make sure. Virgo 1234 recovers it from the off-track attempt, and then this is going to be able to go again for this run. So now it looks like going in onto the 7th lap to be able to press forward, and now this is going to get everything going in. Any drivers are still trying to catch up on it, because this is going to be a very tough battle on the run to be in the track to be able to. Oh, looks like Mess Hewitt just definitely got spun out and recovers it. Now he's definitely okay, folks. He is definitely might be okay. What a hard relief to see how any drivers almost lost that grip to be able to get back on it. It is pretty tougher to see it, how this might be able to loosen up on the balance. Is going to get everything will be going on for. Now this is going to get everything will be going in until this is going to be able to have a pit stop calling in to be able to get everything. Will be able to take a hard struggle by the choice. Is going to get everything going in. Now it's going to get pretty hard to be able to see how fast any other drivers can go on for. Now this is going to be able to go and use the racing medium tires, and then refuel is the only option to be able to get everything will be set up and be ready to go. This is going to be able to take a lot of duration of the grip. Is going to get everything going in. Now let's just going to go and pit out and then get back on the run, and then stop at 19th place. Now this is going to get everything to be able to give any distance to be able to catch up. Jaybird 957 in 18th place. Hope he can probably able to do it, but it's going to be a very tough road out there, folks. It's always going to be able to master the reverse course layout of Dragon Trail Seaside. It is going to be a very intense race with a bus stop corner body approach. It is going to be a very contestant lead that this is going to be able to take the challenge. It's going to get everything going in. So it might be able to take the last place position row on the bottom lane. It is going to be very hard to get between me and Melts US. So it might be able to find a long way to get back on the track, because we're already in on the track. It's always going to be able to talk about gap distance. Is going to be pretty hard to get, so we are completely left behind, because it's going to be a very tough one to be able to make sure that every handling turns is going to be skillful made. So it will always have a phobia of a hard turns of the corner layout of each skill. Is going to get everything has to see with the terrain. Is going to go in. Only 10 more laps to go, so this is going to get everything will be going in because all the other racers are still currently on the top position. So it looks like Fritz 22 in the pits and now going to be able to change up the tires. Is going to get everything to be well extended up on it. So going on the medium, and then this is going to get everything to be heading out on it. Now this is going to be able to have a chance to be able to have a fair gap distance. Will be able to go in. Now it's going to be able to take the 9th lap. It's going to go it forward to be able to go as much as I can. Because every skill of precision race can deal with any corners, because it also has any driver's weakness, because it definitely might be pretty hard to be able to make sure, try not to get slammed too hard, because it's going to be able to have a lot of weak spots for any drivers doesn't want to get affected on. So it definitely might be able to have a kryptonite on a race. It's going to be a very hard way to be able to find a good position to be safer it gets. So it might be able to try to keep up, because this is going to be able to take a long length that this is going to get everything will go in. Now just going to be able to take that S turns on the length, just going to get everything fall off, will go in on the curb turns, is going to get everything moderate to be able to go, and then Melts US comes by, and then this is going to be able to take a lot of few standing ground that this is going to get everything going in, because it is going to be a troubling run to be end up back in last place. It is always a desperate challenge. It's going to be able to take a lot of few more ways to be able to get back in for. Once getting last place, no need to be able to get booted out on the race, that it might be able to go for the next round to be able to go again. But UDRS in Sport Tech is not giving up until this might be able to have a chance to be able to stand everything to be able to get whenever I can, to be able to take a few more turns to be able to stay on in by the struggle. Now just going to be able to press on to be able to make a good throttle, and then trying to be able to overtake onto Melts US, and then there's Grape 8 907 in 18th place. Now this is going to be pretty hard to get to be able to take that turn, and then oh boy, looks like this is going to get pretty intense to be able to avoid force the vehicle off the track by a penalty, to be able to be very cautious to be able to make sure. Now looks like only 8 more laps to go, folks, so well, it's going to be able to take much longer it takes to be able to stay on it, because everybody's still trying to do their work to be able to take a lot of racing skills to keep it up, but it is going to be very struggle to be able to go on for. ADE back is in the pits, and now this is going to be able to change up the new set of the tires. It's going to be able to have plenty more time to refuel, so hope this is going to be able to check on in to be able to use on the racing medium tires. So going on the racing hard tires to be able to call out onto the pit. Almost there, just going to be able to keep it well checked on it. So well, this is going to get everything to be left behind for me for this time of the race, folks, because it's going to get very intense to be able to find a good capability turns that this is going to get everything going by reality and expectations. It's going to get pretty hard to get. Now, looks like this is going to be able to have Virgo 1234 in the pits. Now, this is going to get everything has to be able to coming out of the pits as well. Now it's going to get earlier by the run, so this is going to need to be able to keep moving on to be able to do it. So it definitely might be going long, but it might be able to take a lot of faster turns to be able to go in. Sub in 3728 is definitely going fast for second place, so this is going to get everything to be well made to do it, and oh, got completely slammed on it, so that was definitely might be pretty tough enough on it, because going on the bus stop by the approach is super hard to be able to avoid getting hit. Now it is definitely might be pretty hard to get slammed on, that we might have the front bumper damage, and then the tires is definitely might be scratched up and disable it as well, so it might take time to be able to repair it. But it is going to be pretty hard for any racers that this is going to get everything going on. That wheel might have a rise and fall moment, so it definitely might be needed to be able to do some more practice to be able to race more on the reverse course layout. It's going to get very harder again, that this is going to need to take some more time to be able to go in. Now, just going to be able to catch up onto Melt's US position, so this is going to get everything has to be longer it takes, so it looks like 1 minute and 7 seconds up ahead. That was going to be very long to see it, so this is going to be quite very troubling for last place drivers, or definitely might be getting a little bit far behind for it. Faster drivers are definitely might be going in, but we didn't get a chance to be able to overtake because it's gonna be a very tough one to be able to go out there for. Now, looks like Two Fast Korea is setting up the racing soft tires to coming out of the pits, and now this is gonna get everything to be ready. It will always gonna be able to take few gap distance, it's gonna be able to go in. If this is gonna get everything will be going faster it gets, but the longer it takes, that this is gonna be able to do some plenty more times, that this is gonna be. Oh wait, there's going to be a yellow flag checked in to see it, so it looks like this is going to be a very moment to see it, so it looks like Speed RJ 620 just got hit and then got recovered, so this is going to get everything might be needed to be able to take time for automatic repair recovery to be able to do it, so this is going to be a very tough one to be able to go in. Shred the tires 55 in the pits to be able to have the tires to be set up and putting in onto racing soft compound is going to get everything going in. But it's going to get very longer and closer it gets that this is going to need to take. Now it's going to be a very hard one that this is going to be able to take a few turns on the technical S turns on the reverse course layout. It's going to be very longer it takes to see it. So this is going to be able to deal with some few turns that this is going to get everything going in. Now, 20 drivers are still standing there on the run, so nothing else gets exited out. Trying to be able to make sure to survive this one because, well, if anybody wants me to go fast, but I've already did everything I could because it's going to be a very struggle time that this is going to get everything going in. But nothing else give up without any hope that this is going to be able to give a little bit more time to be able to go in for. Now going in onto the 13 laps, so this is going to be able to take a little bit more time that this is going to get everything has to be able to do it. Just have to hang in there. So just don't want to lose my pressure in to be able to keep a little bit more time. So this is going to get everything has to do with that bus stop corner by the approach. It's going to be quite giving up the risk. It's going to get everything slammed in too easily to get. Well, it's going to be a very hard track that this is going to need to be able to take a lot of caution steps to be able to be very careful. Experts master the track on the reverse course layout, but even standard drivers are pretty hard to get to be able to take the bus stop corner by the approach. It is going to be a hard step to be able to take the risk. Will might go in, but it's always going to be a very hard, messy race that this is going to get everything a little bit tougher in the run while to be able to keep it well caution step to be able to go in. Just going to be able to hold on, so hope this is going to be able to take one more pit stop remaining, so this is going to get everything to be able to have last call to be able to have a little bit more time for. No turning back, so this is going to be a very hard out there because it is going to be a very tough, faster distance. It's going to get everything will be longer it takes. Now, looks like Melt US in the pits, so this is going to be able to take one last final call to be able to go in on the pits, so let's go with the racing soft tires to be able to get ready. Now, this is definitely might be able to get back on track to be able to get everything will be well situated. So 4 more laps to go, so this is going to get everything will be might be it, folks, because this will might be able to drop down for only a driver rating effect to be able to decrease half a bit, so this will might get everything demoted, but if possible that this is going to get everything to be well faster to be made. Now, this is going to get everything to be able to have a long journey to be able to climb up onto the driver rating A is going to be the very struggle that us as driver rating B drivers is definitely might be quite pretty hard to get. But it is going to be a struggle race that this is going to need to take a lot more pressure to be able to get more efforts to be able to go in. Now, looks like ADE Backs is definitely might be going in on the 3rd place, so this is going to be able to take a little bit more distance rush to be able to catch up on to sub in 37.28, and then it looks like Shred the Tires 55 takes 1st place by taking a lot of distance to be able to go in. That this is going to be able to take for only a few more laps to be able to have the podium is going to go in. But luckily, his fastest lap that he took was 1 minute and 46.579 seconds. It was an incredible run that no one else cannot beat. Any faster lap times is going to be quite very possible for any standard GT drivers. By using Group 4 cars is going to be a very hard way to be able to go in. But it's going to be able to take long for automatic transmission, and manual transmission players are definitely might be able to take a little bit more time to be able to deal with the struggle to be able to go on. Still in last place, but this is going to get pretty hard to get. That this is going to get everything to be well disappointed to be able to see it. So any driver could probably able to win the race. It is going to be able to take long to be able to do the best supports, because everybody supports each other during the race, and then looks like one driver left the race, and then looks like Melts US left the race in the lobby, so this is only down for 19 drivers remaining, so this is going to get everything to be able to see how this vote might go, because early disqualification by taking too much longer distance to get left behind. It's going to get very closer that this is going to get everything to be well obvious made to do it. Finally got overtake on Speed RJ 620's position. Now this is going to get everything going in to be able to stay on track to deal with that few consecutive turns. Is going to get very tougher on the wrist. And oh, looks like that was definitely Speed RJ 620 hit me and then by an accident. Well, it is going to be a very hard impact out there, folks. Well, it is definitely might be pretty hard to get to do it, so looks like Speed RJ just left the race and now looks like down to 18. So, well, it is pretty well discovered to be able to see how any other GT players really wants to be on the top position. It takes a lot of hard ways to be able to go in, but just going to give it a little bit of example to see how it ends up on it. So consequences is going to be made, but don't want to face too much. It gets easily overwhelmed to be able to do it. Now, looks like, hope this is going to be able to see how this will might goes on for it. So looks like two more laps remaining, and then everybody is doing okay to be able to take plenty more faster skills. It's going to get everything will go on. But we are not giving up yet until we will might need to be able to have a race finish, until this is going to get everything will might be able to go in, as anything is possible to be able to step on to be able to go in. Now this is going to be able to get closer, that this is going to need to take much more speed on the bus stop that we have to deal with. It's always pretty hard that bus stop corners is going to be a very uncomfortable situation for any drivers. Can probably able to try to master the skills by going faster by the advance is going to be able to get everything going in to be able to press on. So it takes a lot of work and efforts and responsibility is going to get everything has to be everything to be on track to be able to go in. But it is going to be able to have all due respect, because it's going to be able to take plenty more time, so the patient is going to be able to take much more practice as possible. So now in the competition, it's getting difficult out there, that this is going to need to be able to make sure to be able to drive fast and drive bravery as much as we can. Now just going to be able to go and take that corkscrew corner to be able to take that downhill chicane. We'll be able to take a steeper point to be able to go on at the last corner. So getting there, so this is going to get everything has to be on into the 17th lap. We might be able to get there by only one more lap remaining. Now looks like Shred the Tires 55 is getting closer to be able to be onto the final lap of the race. But this is going to be quite much pretty excited to see how this will go, because one driver has taken a lot of far distance from behind on his position. It is going to be quite very remarkable to be able to see how this will might go. But we still tried everything we could, because it's always been easy and hard skills to be able to make sure. This is going to be a very hard step to be able to press on. We might be able to go in. Now, hope this is going to be able to check it out coming in from behind, since I'm in last place, but it is definitely might be pretty poor effort to be able to go in. Now, it definitely might be able to take a few more steps to be able to stay on in, to be able to master on the consecutive S turns on the middle of the track. Is going to get everything going in. Now, looks like this is going to be able to see how this one might go. So Shred the Tires 55 is coming in, but this is going to get everything to be well contestedly, that this is going to be pretty hard to get for taking a lot of faster skills to be able to drive fast by the automatic transmission. Has to be able to push the limits, is going to need to be able to step up. Will might get everything, will stay stronger it gets. Now, looks like this is going to be able to see how this one might go on for. So, Shred the Tires 55 is about to be able to press on in onto the podium. So, hope he can make it. So, this is going to be able to make the final lap of the race, and then this is going to be able to have his win, folks, because moving on in onto the last and final lap, and then this is it, folks. So, looks like Shred the Tires 55 takes first place by the podium. Now, this is going to be able to have his win for this one, folks, because he took the long distance by taking the start of the first lap and then the 18th lap. What an incredible race out there, folks, because that was an amazing, intense challenge to be out there for this moment, folks. But it is impossible that every driver is to be able to race on the reverse course layout on Dragon Trail Seaside is going to be very intense. But it is going to be able to take a lot of more practice if we have to do it. So, what an amazing race. And then Sabin 37-28 takes second place, and ADE backs in third place. What an incredible race out there, folks, because it is pretty challenging for us that we have to make sure to be able to stay strong by keeping up to be able to take that reverse course layout. Is going to get everything has to step in on this one. Well, luckily, it is going to be pretty hard by taking a lot of humiliation to be able to going on for. Desperate drivers are still trying to be able to make sure to do the best they got, because it's always pretty hard to be able to take more practice to be able to do as much as we can. Now, looks like this is going to be able to go on in, and then taking two more drivers to be finishing up on it. So it looks like Bob will get you in 17th place, and now this is going to be able to have another additional 30 seconds by the time, so this is going to be able to make it in onto the finish line. So 18th place by the finish. So that was pretty longer it takes that this is going to get everything going in. What a hard race out there, folks. But evenly, the fastest driver for Chevrolet is definitely might be able to keep up to support the manufacturer, is definitely might be able to do the best whenever we could. So it's always pretty difficult sometimes if we have to make sure. So this is going to be able to take 18th place finish, so looks like that was definitely might be doing good race for it. So let's just gonna go and congratulations to Shred the Tires 55 for the win. So he did pretty good for the Porsche Cayman GT4 Club Sports. It is pretty longer it takes that this is gonna be a very hard race to be able to go on. Well, at least I just finished in 18th place, but that was pretty hard challenging. That this is gonna might need to take a lot of tire strategies to be able to get there, folks. So good game, everybody. That was a very good race, so we will might be able to practice some more some other time. So well, it is going to be able to have recent outcome events to be able to see for some few sportsmanship ratings to be able to have an increase and decrease effect. So this is going to be able to take plenty more times that we will might need to be able to stay strong to do the best we can. So it will might be able to go on for the next round. So it will might get better if we have to make sure that this is going to be a very good clean race to be able to stay faster, to be able to take one good moderation effect, to be able to take plenty more skills of racing we can get. The harder we will do the best we can. It's going to get very challenging to be able to stay strong and keep up the faster work we might do the precision. So any GT players has the good best racing strategy by going into the pits and then taking a lot of faster work to be able to master on the reverse course layout. Like the Dragon Trail Seaside, it's always happens sometimes if we have to make sure that we should probably able to do the best whenever we can, because it's always going to be able to have a tough race for all GT players out there to be able to do the best racing skills they got. So it will always to be able to have that bust up corner on the first approach on the reverse course layout is going to be a very challenging we can get. So hope this is going to be able to get ready for the next race, so we will be prepared. Alright folks, glad that you really enjoyed this race. Thanks for watching, and be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, and bell for notification uploads, and the links on the description down below if you want to see more. I'll be seeing you guys next time for continuing on the manufacturer series on Gran Turismo Sports, and I'll see you guys later. Keep on racing, stay cool.